Sweet. Alright. We have commenced. Have we? Yes. No. Yes. Yes! We've started. Woo! It has begun. The tunes have started. The jokes are firing. Hello. Who's in? Let's have a look. Set thrusters to maximum hype. What's going on, Spirit? How are we? Hello, Michael Ponte Cordova. Oh yeah, not gonna lie, this is pretty meaty. Oh mate, I'm a meaty kind of guy. Let me mute my own voice. I hear it a lot. I do get sick of it from time to time. I hope you guys don't. Hello. Hello, everybody. Justin, g'day. Blondely. Kira, Unicorn, hello. Everyone, all the usual suspects are here. This is great. Love it. Woo! Ellie, hello. Sup, Dad. Azaria, hello. What's going on, son? Good to have you here. Bit of father-son bonding time. I like it. Justin likes fishing. G'day. Jacinta, hello. Just the person I wanted to talk to, actually. Because I brought a drink this evening for you that I will be sharing. One juicy watermelon cruiser. Thank you very much. This is my drink of the night. Suggested by Jacinta last week. 2 weeks ago, actually. So, thank you very much. This is tonight's ultra manly drink of the night. Bang. It's popped. It's steaming. Let's fucking get memeing. Oh. Oh, man. Ah, yes. God, that takes me back to being like 14. Holy shit. How good's that? Good suggestion, Jacinta. Love it. Aiden, hello. What times are there? It is 9:04. So, yeah. I can smell the Year 9 nights from here. Oh, man. It's delicious, though, I gotta say. They're like, I see why 14-year-old girls drink it. It's really good. Wooden Elbow, hello. It tastes a lot like Teen Spirit. Yes. Though I don't think there's many spirits in here. It's very, very unalcoholic. Actually, what is it? Oh no, 4.6. Not bad. Alright, guys. We're all in. Good morning, Mr. Boy. Hello, Russ. Jesus, aka Justine. Welcome aboard, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. Ooh, we're getting some good numbers now. Sunday Night Live, Weird and Wacky News Edition. I've been, obviously, here and there with the live streams lately. It's been like Father's Day and a bunch of other shit, unfortunately. Well, not shit, you know, like, yeah, well, it's Father's Day, you gotta see your dad. But there's just been shit going on, so, you know, we're back, it's good now, and I believe it is time we get started on finding out the weirdest and wackiest news stories of the week. I'm actually very warm. 2 seconds, I'm gonna turn this fan on before I melt. Ah. It's hella hot in my room, I don't know why. My window's open and everything. Alright. Okay, you feeling the astronomical feeling? Yes, I am. Astronomy. They call me... I don't know, anyone know any famous astronomers? They call me... Fucking, what's his name? What was the guy in the wheelchair? Anyway, it doesn't matter, not important. Say hi to me, you limp noodle. Hi, Caitlin. Hello, good to see you. Alright. Limp noodle, I like that one. Alright, guys. Let's get into it, alright? We've got some news stories to cover. Let's stop being limp noodles. And let's get our doodles in some news. So, our first story, very important. We can't miss something like this. It can't just go under the radar. Russian woman faces 6 years in jail for reposting memes. I believe that is the Russian woman in question. Not too bad looking, I must say. 6 years in jail. She's facing 6 years in jail for reposting memes. Now, look, okay. I personally am not a reposter of memes. As you'll probably know, all my content is original. I don't, on Instagram, repost memes. But I certainly don't think it warrants 6 years in jail. 6, not 60, by the way, Kaylin. 60 would be out of this world. That'd be like 1984 shit. Yes, so 6 years in jail for reposting memes. I thought the Russians were fucking sick cunts, man. I thought they were like the biggest trolls in the world. Putin runs a tight ship over there in the former USSR. So, the Croatian sensation, Lane, g'day mate. So, let's read about this Russian woman. I really want to know because this is fascinating stuff. I use a fax machine. So, the trial begins for a Russian woman who has been charged for extremism after she reposted memes on social media deemed offensive to authorities. Mayra Motuznaya, Mayra Motuznaya, 23, she's 23, tweeted last week that police in the Siberian city of Barnaul searched her flat on May the 8th and accused her of posting offensive images on Russian social network Vkontak. Fucking Russians, man. Put fucking vowels between your consonants, for fuck's sake. Anyway, she now faces 6-year prison sentence. After the hearing today, Motuznaya's lawyer, Alexei Bushmakov, now there's a name I can get around. I bet he was really popular in the 70s. Alexei Bushmakov said a positive outcome would be slim. Honestly, I don't hope for a not guilty verdict. One has to be reasonable and not hope for a miracle, Bushmakov said. Yeah, that's what you want. You want your lawyer to be advocating for a harsh penalty against their client. That's a... Come on, Bushmakov, get your fucking... Get yourself sorted, mate. I'm scared more and more every day. I hope for a not guilty verdict, but it's rather a dream, not a hope, she said. I'll never know why they chose me. Maybe they really need to improve their statistics of uncovered cases and it's just an accident. But maybe it's linked to my political opinions. I was ardently in opposition on my social networks. When Alexei Navalny started his presidential campaign in 2017... Oh, okay, so if you don't know who that is, Alexei Navalny was, like, firstly, the bravest man in the world. So this guy is the only, like, opposing party to President Putin's current party. So it's basically a dictatorship, and this one guy, like, ballsiest man on earth, has like decided to start a party and take on the, you know, Putin and his sort of people, which is crazy. I don't know how this guy's not in a fucking gulag yet, in a bloody goulash being cooked up. Anyway, so yeah, so it looks like, okay, this makes sense. So basically, she's on side with the opposing Russian party, and so the Russians are threatening to put her in jail for 6 years. Which is fucked, man. For sharing a meme. For reposting memes. Alright, if it's old and it's no longer funny, that probably warrants the death penalty, okay? If you're going to be dabbing or posting shit like fucking planking or any of these dead memes, I believe that warrants the death penalty. But if it's a fresh meme and it's just a bit politically subversive, you shouldn't be going to jail. You know what I mean? What do we got on YouTube? If those memes were the reason Trump is in office, she deserves death. Johnny, Battlefield 5 censors white men and others in the game chat. Oh, interesting. Marcus Pyrich, hasn't he been assassinated? I don't know how he hasn't been assassinated, to be honest. He's still going, I'm pretty sure. Russian government silencing opposition, I never would have guessed, I know. I'm pretty sure he's still alive. I think he got, like, shut down, like, on some... He was doing some speech and they shut it down, but I have a feeling that if they were to go ahead and just kill him, there'd just be a real uproar from the international community. But to keep him there, but to keep him weak, is probably a smarter political strategy. I'm no political analyst, I'm no political pundit, but I'm pretty sure that's a smarter way to keep the global community happy, rather than just eliminating your opponents. Uria Turd, not yet. If he keeps being an amazing leader, then it's inevitable. Right, so I don't know what he's like. I don't know if he's a good leader, but it's definitely not good to have a dictatorship. If the 20th century has taught us anything, don't put one bloke in charge. Right, so this poor lady might be going to prison for sharing a meme relating to this guy. I'd like to see the meme. I'm scrolling here, and if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see, or not see, actually. I can't see the exact meme. I don't think that's it there. Oh, so another guy, Daniil Markin, who's 19, mind you, a young memester from Barnaul, same place. I'm seeing a trend. Also under trial for extremism. So they consider extremism anything like against their current leadership, which is crazy. Sam, hello. Sophia, hello. So, alright, interesting first story. We've kicked it off with a bit of politics. Next one. Astronauts find hole in the International Space Station. Plug it with thumb. Fuck yeah. And then the tagline is, there's a hole in my spaceship, dear NASA, a hole. So we've got this bloke here, maddest of lads, sticking his thumb up in the photo. He's German. Interesting. Bloody Germans, mate. Crafty. You think you woke up on the wrong side of the bed today? Spare a thought for the crew aboard the International Space Station, ISS, not to be confused with IS or ISIS. I added that bit in. I ad-libbed it. It's not actually written there. Anyway, on Thursday morning, they woke up to the news that the station was slowly leaking air, as you do. Flight controllers had been monitoring the small drop in pressure overnight, deciding to let the crew sleep as the hole presented no danger. The astronauts, Commander Drew Fustel, flight engineers Ricky Arnold and Serena Arnoon Chancellor, Alexander Gerst, Oleg what is with these fucking Russian names, man? Why are there so many Russians in the news, alright? Jeez. Just put some fucking Smiths and fucking... I don't know, just fucking... Anyway. Sergei Prokopyev, I was pretty happy with that actually, that sounded pretty good. Prokopyev eventually located the source of the leak, the Soyuz MS-09 spacecraft. The spacecraft was attached to the Russian side of the station and originally ferried the crew of the Expedition 56 to the station back in June. And while the hole posed no threat to the safety of the crew, it still had to be found and fixed. If there's a hole, you gotta plug it. Let me tell you, upon finding the source of the leak, a 2mm hole in the orbital compartment of the Soyuz MS-09, astronaut Alexander Gerst from the European Space Agency plugged it with his thumb. Alright, 2mm hole, this man's plugging it with his thumb. How small are his hands? Surely someone aboard that made a joke, oh, you should put your dick in there, bro. Just saying, I would make a dick joke if I was on board and we had a 2mm hole to fill. I would have made a dick joke, just saying. Anyway, a wasted opportunity. Clearly this is why they're not sending comedians into space. Anyway, however, NASA ground control realized that wasn't exactly ideal. According to the Telegraph, explaining that a thumb isn't the best remedy for a hole in one of the most expensive, important pieces of space infrastructure. Former ISS commander Chris Hadfield, so Chris Hadfield is the guy who did all those space videos. I don't know if he still does it. He's like frequently on board the International Space Station and he does cool shit. He's got a hella banging YouTube channel. We've already heard this song, can't hear this again. Anyway, he's got like a YouTube channel where he fucking just like, you know, films himself taking requests on board. So like brushing his teeth in space, just like crying in space, all these things that people want to know what it's like in space. He goes and does. Hang on, let me turn this a bit. Which is really cool. And so yeah, he was the former ISS commander, former ISIS commander Chris Al-Habin Hadfield. Posted an image of a hole, not the hole, to Twitter Thursday. Chris Hadfield posts a photo of his hole. When your spaceship suddenly starts leaking air, you fix the hole with duct tape and a gob of epoxy. Nice save. What's happened to the music? That was not a nice save. Oh, here we go. Okay, good. We're good. We're gonna go back with the Gorillaz. How good are Gorillaz, by the way? They're fucking such a good band. Anyway, as he explains, the thumb was only a temporary fix. With a short-term solution of epoxy and Kapton tape, a durable tape often used in space tape if you will, sealing the hole while a long-term repair option was sought. Gerst's actions make one thing abundantly clear. If there's a hole in your spaceship, a good rule of thumb when fixing it is to, well, use your thumb. Ah! Comedic genius. Fantastic. Why am I pursuing YouTube and trying to be a comedian when fucking CNET.com has it covered with this cutting-edge journalistic comedy? Anyway, next story. That was good. I like that. Fascinating shit. Only in Russia, and Russia will put meme reposters in jail, and we shot planes down for fun. That's right, JD Roy. That's some controversial shit. Russians blew up an Australian plane a while back. Terrible, terrible tragedy. Nope, I reckon he's Aussie. That's a real she'll be right attitude. Yes, that is a very fucking she'll be right. Only an Aussie would be on aboard a spacecraft with limited air, know that there's a hole and air is rapidly leaking, and still decide to just, go to bed, you know, like have a nap. Fuck. If there's a hole, you gotta plug it. Adrian 2018, that's right. That's gonna be, I'm gonna run for mayor, that's gonna be my slogan. I'm gonna have that on fucking signs all over Spielberg. Yeah, mate, just chuck some duct tape on, she'll be right. Pretty much, man. Alright, this story caught my attention. By the way, enjoying a watermelon cruiser. If you have any flamboyant drinks of your own, please drink them now, so that I don't feel alone. I don't mean to rhyme, it just happens. I don't know. I should be a rapper. What do you reckon? What's my real... I've asked this too many times. What's my rapper name? I've got plenty of rap names. Don't answer that. Anyway, here's the next one. It's not right. Shoppers angry over Walmart charging more for plus-size clothing. It's almost like they use more material, you would think. Anyway, this is... I find this very funny. Let's continue reading. Walmart Canada is facing criticism for charging more for plus-size clothing, a policy some shoppers consider an unjust fat tax. It's unacceptable, said Walmart shopper Shannon Mozak of Edmonton, who sometimes buys plus sizes. It's a form of shaping people. Freudian slip. A form of shaming people. It's shaming, right? You're not allowed to charge more for 3 times the amount of material because it's shaming people. Walmart and some other retailers mark up their plus-size clothing with a justification that bigger sizes cost more to produce, which they do. They also charge a single lower price for a wide range of standard sizes from extra small to extra large, leading many plus-size shoppers to question why only they must pay more. Does anyone agree with this? I'd actually like to know, because I feel like we're all just like, this is really silly. But if you're watching right now and you like fully agree with this, tell me. I want to know. Why do you think it's unfair for them to charge more? Let's have a nice open discussion. Here we go. We can have a debate, a mass debate with a bunch of people. All right, it's not right, said Michaela Duchesne, who wasn't aware she was paying more for Walmart's plus sizes until an in-store sales sign revealed a price difference. Oh, Michaela burst into a fit of fucking cheesel-fueled rage. Posted this month at a Sydney NS location where she shops. The sign advertised George brand women's t-shirts for $9.97, but stated 1X to 3X plus size costs $2 more, an increase of 20%. A check of Walmart Canada's website found that women's plus-size clothing items made by George, a brand exclusive to the chain, cost between 10 and 30% more than the exact same items in regular sizes, which include extra, extra large. The thing is, there's shops like that specifically cater to bigger people. Like, I know we've got one here in Perth called King Size, and it's like, oh, for the big man. And it's like, you know, they've got something ridiculous, man. They go up to like fucking 12XL or something equally ungodly. But yeah, there's shops you can buy that sort of stuff, and I'm pretty sure they, like, all the clothes there are more expensive, which is sort of understandable. Yeah, I mean, it's like a specialty item. People need to buy clothes. It's almost like, I think it's less a case of, like, shaming people, and it's more like, if people need to buy something and it's a rare item, you know, it's like, if it's an uncommon thing but people need it, that's how capitalism works. So you charge more for it. You know what I mean? Like, people still need to wear clothes, no matter how big they are, so it's like, oh, this is a good opportunity to charge a bit more, because they, you know, what else are they gonna do? Fucking, you know, wear a garbage bag, so... Yeah, so I guess that sort of makes sense. It does remind me of that Simpsons episode where Homer wears that moo-moo to the movies. How good is it? Happy month. Adrian, I wish I didn't have to get up for work tomorrow. It's midnight. I'm sorry. You can watch this. What I do is I leave the, I leave these videos on YouTube for like a week afterwards, so you'll always see the most recent one. So feel free to enjoy this anytime over the week and enjoy your day at work. Anyway, so, moving on to our next story. I think we've had enough of the plus-size clothing for now. I'm going to be plus-size if I keep drinking this fucking liquid sugar. 15XL. Free market economy. That's right, Marcus Saparovich. Here we go. Next story. I need to move my... Okay, here we go. Woman invites dozens... Oh, here we go. Okay. Woman invites dozens of unsuspecting men on same Tinder date, then asks them to compete for her. Wow. Yeah? What do you say to that, ladies? Would you pull something like this? New York. What began on Tinder and ended in Union Square became an epic tale about subterfuge, dating in the 21st century and the fall of human civilization. Not to say we're blowing this story out of proportion, but, you know, the fall of human civilization, indeed. According to one Brooklynite, Twitter user @BVDay posted a series of tweets on August 19th detailing his misadventure with a young woman he met on the social dating app. This actually happened to me and it could happen to you too, he says. Get some popcorn. I'd smash some popcorn right now, I hope. The author tells of making a connection, planning to meet, and then having to reschedule due to a huge presentation his potential paramour will be working on for a couple of weeks. This is very poetically written. This is very over the top. I don't know why they've decided to do this. Anyway, I thought, well, that's an overly elaborate way to ghost someone, he posted. I say, lol, I wouldn't be offended. I totally get it. Hit me up when you're free. She says, thank you. I was worried you would think I was trying to blow you off. Haha. But for sure, I'll text you in like a week. I'm excited. In my head, I'm like, sure, he said. Jump forward to the day of the date, starting with meeting in Union Square where a crowd had gathered to hear a performer setting up for a show. It was a show, alright. Guess who had been played? Turns out the woman took to Tinder to chat and invite all the men in the crowd to meet in the park at the same time. She gets the mic and is like, thanks for coming out. I bet you're all wondering what this is about. Then she says, I've invited you all here for a chance to go on a date with me, and proceeds to give a Hunger Games speech about what it's going to take to date her. I can't decide if this is just the biggest, like, douchebag move ever, thinking that you're the best person, the best girl in the world and deserves, you know, a crowd of men to compete for you, or if she's just, like, the biggest troll and this is really funny. I constantly find myself wondering, like, I don't know, a lot of the times I'm wondering where I stand on issues like this. I'm really not sure. It depends on what her mentality is, you know, like, what's the context? Context matters. All across Union Square, guys looked at their phones and realized the same thing. The mastermind behind the stunt was Natasha Aponte, an Instagram model whose social media accounts have since gone private. Of course! Of course! Bloody Instagram models, man. Thinking they're better than everyone else. According to NY Mag, the mastermind behind the stunt... Oh, wait, no, I already said that. This is top 10 greatest finesse of all time, said BVD Hey. I would say this is top 10 anime betrayals of all time. Dude's actually stayed and played I Went Home. Wow. Good on him, you know? Yeah. This man stands up to thoughts. I trust no one. I trust nothing anymore, he tweeted. Vanity will be the demise of human civilization. Don't get got. The end. My man. Destroyer of thoughts. BVD Hey. Guys were lining up. Hang on. Plenty of men walked away, but the hundreds who stayed were sorted and swiped through even further. This is fucked. Marty adds he also matched with Natasha on Tinder, and she invited him out just like the rest of the dupes. With each of the guys she hoodwinked, she used the exact same script. 22-year-old Spencer, who also matched with her on the app, says he left once it was clear they'd all been tricked. Some guys were holding flowers, some guys were very excited to see this woman, who is a con artist and a duplicitous liar, he said. A representative for the wannabe bachelorette denied an interview, but told CBS 2 she organised the elaborate dating game to show the harassment women face in online dating by flipping the gender roles. Yeah, alright, love, yeah, okay, fucking... I love how any, like, self-serving stunt pulled by a woman can be, like, turned into some sort of, gender moral. Like, come on, you're looking for attention. Don't make it up. Don't claim you're going for something bigger. Whatever her intention, the stunt left a sour taste for many of the young bachelors. Her rep says Natasha did pick a winner, but we'll have to wait and see if their love lasts. Oh, how sweet. Yeah, modern day Romeo and Juliet. Man, Juliet would totally have Instagram, though. Now they call it a social experiment. Yeah, social experiment, fair enough. I just don't like the fact that she's going and saying, oh no, it's a social justice issue, you know? I'm just trying to, you know, make a message. Trying to inspire young women. It's like, no, you're just fucking looking for attention. Sizzle shits. I mean, she's brilliant, but this is horrible, and I would have thrown tomatoes. 10 out of 10 would laugh in the situation. Yes, I agree. Tomatoes would fly. Michael Spirovich, yeah, the worst part of the story is the number of men who hung around after she pulled that shit. I know. I don't understand. How us men, we're so petty. What are we doing? Just fucking meet a girl out somewhere. Go dancing or something, I don't know. It's been a while for me. Do men still meet women on the, you know, on the dance floor during a foxtrot? That's how I pick up. It's not one though. She's just seeing how many men she can pull. That's right, Jacinta. And it's not even like how many she can pull. It's like how many she can show other people that she can pull. You know, it's like it's a whole like. It's just awful. It's terrible. Not nice. Galaxy thought. Wait, hundreds. Yes, hundreds of thought. Thought I think's the plural. All right, next story. Okay, now this one, here we go, a bit of a deviation. I need to hold this a bit lower. Man's penis stung by stingray while swimming in the sea, and creature is still attached when help arrives. Yeah. Yeah. Accidentally stung by stingray on the penis. More like perverted Asian man caught humping stingray is what this should be called. Alright. A man was left in agony after his penis was stung by a stingray when he was swimming in the sea. This is a very close to home issue, right? I'm from Australia. We had Steve Irwin. This is sort of how he died. Not really, but it's, you know, it's like, it's rest in peace, Steve Irwin. Anyway, the man was left rolling around on the sand in pain after the animal's barb hooked onto its genitals. Oof, indeed. When he crawled back onto the beach in Sanya in China's Hainan province, the stingray was still attached. What is with the Chinese and animal cruelty, eh? One way or another, they're just ruining the days of animals. The man was visiting the area as a tourist and enjoying the tropical weather when the freak incident happened on September 1st. Arguably, the worst thing to happen in September in all of history. A video of him shows him lying on the beach before the emergency services rushed to help him. However, they didn't have the appropriate tools at hand, so they had to improvise to fully remove and unhook the spiny tail from the man's penis. Onlookers crowded around him to watch events unfold, and some bystanders had their smartphones out to film or take pictures of the unfortunate incident. In the end, the emergency services managed to release the tail. All is well, thank goodness. Blonde Lee, at least it didn't kill him, that's true. At least. Another pervert lives on in this world. Nah, he's probably, I assume he's innocent. It's funny to take the piss, but I assume, you know, it was all a big accident. Although he is clearly in pain, the man is able to stand immediately afterwards. However, he went with the paramedics to hospital for a checkup. Witnesses claim the stingray died on the beach. No! Poor stingray. You know what? Fucking vegans and RSPCA and what are they called? The animal rights people. They're all going to read this story on their publications. It's going to be like, stingray raped and left for dead. Just saying, that's what their story is going to say. Fuck. A video of the poor man's plight has since gone viral, racking up over 5 million views. Here I am, trying to write witty, stupid little videos to get to 1 million views. I didn't realize all I had to do was get stung on the penis by a stingray, and millions of views instantly. There's probably a video, but I'm not sure I want to watch it. Anyway, here we go. KFC launches a new fast food inspired clothing line, including chicken nugget trackies. Holy shit. Now here's a story I can get around. Jacinta, stingray sounds like a jealous ex. Oh yeah, indeed. Cutting his cock off in fury. Alright, so it's definitely a guilty pleasure, but we all love a bit of fast food every now and again. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite takeaway, I'm going to say, is probably KFC. I'm a big KFC. I eat, like, super healthy, but KFC is just, like, my guilty pleasure, you know? I just go nuts on that shit. Friday night, that's where it's at. KFC, my house, every Friday, be there, be square. KFC is a firm favourite among Brits, serving up a finger-licking chicken, burgers, fries, and nuggets by the bucket load. Now, the truly KFC obsessed can go one step further in showing their love for the Colonel's fried chicken. As a side note, it really bothers me how the word colonel's spelled. It shouldn't be spelled like that. Anyway, C-O-L-O, like colonel, is really what it is. Anyway, and that's by wearing the very fetching new KFC merch. Holy shit. Wow, you thought merch stopped at Logan and Jake Paul. You could get KFC merch. The hottest merch in the game. Man, I've got a lot of forehead. Hey, I'm just seeing this now for the first time. I'm gonna lean back like this. There you go. So that it just looks like I've got a small face. I have no forehead. This is just... See, comparatively, it takes up a smaller percentage of my head now. Whereas if I go like this, it's like, oh, fuck. Jesus, who invited Megamind over here? Alright, anyway, look at that necklace. It says finger licking good. I have too much energy for a Sunday night. This is great. Alright. Yes, KFC is releasing an actual clothing line plus fast food themed accessories, and they are about to set up a recipe for success. Oh, making it rain the puns. The collection includes joggers with chicken nuggets and fries printed all over them, as well as cute chicken, fries, and Nug Life pins to put on your jacket. Oh man, I would definitely wear the joggers with chicken nuggets on there. What a paradox that is. Is it paradox? No, oxymoron. Where it's like, pretty sure cunts go running to work off chicken nuggets. Keep their mind off chicken nuggets, you know? Galaxy, you'd buy that? I'd buy that too. There's also socks available that say Nug Life on them and plain white tee that says 100% original recipe on it. In on-brand red writing, of course. Oh, here we go. If you're on YouTube, you'll see a pair of, I think they're like men's Speedo, sort of like swing trunks. Or they, no, actually no, I think they're girls' panties, which are like fucking KFC themed. Good golly. Sadly, the merch will only be released in Australia for now. That's my criteria for a potential partner. She has to be wearing these underwear in the bedroom, otherwise miss me with that shit, please. Sadly, the merch will only be released in Australia for now, but all the proceeds go to the KFC Youth Foundation, which aims to help underprivileged young people get the skills they need in life. It sounds hell vague. It sounds like, you know, Seinfeld when George makes up that fake charity so that he doesn't have to buy anyone birthday presents. It's like the human fund, money for people. Underadvantaged, wait, is that what it was? Yeah, underprivileged young people has to be the most generic term I've ever heard. Like, one way or another, everyone is underprivileged somehow. To appeal to Aussies, there's also surfboards with a KFC logo printed across them. They cost a whopping $3,000. Surf wax and swing trunks up for grabs. You want to pull some surf chicks. Just hit the waves with a big fucking goofy KFC surfboard. That's how you get the girls at sea. In other KFC related news, the fast food chain is giving away free chicken to students on A-level results day. So that's pretty cool. What better way to celebrate your success or commiserate? Kids across the country can claim a free mini fillet snack box with every Crush'em purchased on 16th of August. The offer is in partnership with Student Beans, and you can claim yours through the Colonel Club app. Actually, I'm sponsored by KFC, so that's why I'm saying all this. This isn't even a real story, by the way. Delayed Galaxy, you definitely buy that. Good, I would too. At least it's not obese kids. Yes, that's right. I guarantee you, giving KFC to underprivileged kids is going to further underprivilege them. It's like, hey, why not, you don't want to be a good addition to your fucking crippling poverty and bad test scores? Obesity. It's just, I don't know what they're thinking. Anyway, alright. Sisters find their parents' old love letter from the 60s, but they quickly regret opening it after reading what it says. Let's find out. I'm excited. Are you? I'm hoping for some sort... Well, not hoping, but it'd be funny. For like some 60s dick pic. Like a dick telegram or something. Morse code. Just fucking dot line. That's how they sent dick pics back in the day. They'd transmit messages from the front lines of World War I like that. Anyway. When our loved ones pass away, many of us end up discovering things about them we never knew. We may hear stories about them from old pals or uncover a hidden treasure, and these things can make the heartbreak of mourning a little easier. But a group of sisters got a little more than they bargained for when they found some of their late mum's old letters and decided to read them. they found a bunch of letters their dad had sent her when he was working away in London in the 1960s. Sorry, this watermelon fucking cruiser is like dehydrating me like nothing else. It's like seawater. I'd be more quenched with seawater, I think. And probably drunker. The sisters gathered together to read them, but it turns out they weren't the romantic love notes they were hoping for. One of the women shared the story on Twitter under the name Morven, writing, "After my mum died, we found these letters tied in a bow from my dad when he worked away in London in the 60s. My crying sisters and I held hands, opened one, and the whole thing was about how much he missed shagging her. Apparently a bit of a goer. Didn't read the rest. Wow. Just wow." Her tweet has been liked more than 6,000 times and has been inundated with messages from people who love the story. Wait, that's heartwarming, okay? That's nice. That's love, okay? That is the physical personification of two people's connection together. Manifestation, if you will. People in the 60s had sex too, okay? You need to understand that. Your parents, who are like hell nice and shit, they fucked, okay? Keep that in mind. That's something I didn't expect to say on camera, but it's true, okay? Your parents have had sex, and before you say it back to me, nah, my parents have never had sex, alright? Don't even say that, don't even think about it. My mum, dad, nah, never, okay? I birthed myself. I'm pretty sure I was, what do they call the stork? You know, the stork brings a baby? When one person suggested she must at least be happy to know there was passion in their relationship, the woman replied, kinda. We already knew they were in love and all that, but seeing sexual acts that your mum has performed on your dad written down is another kettle of fish. Fish indeed. One man shared a similar situation he found himself in with his parents. He wrote, "My mum's stuff included a bundle of letters labelled to be destroyed when I pop my clogs. My brother took a lot of persuading that she meant to be destroyed unread, and that we should honour the spirit rather than the letter of the request." The woman shared the story after seeing a similar story from a woman in Texas. She shared a photo of huge bundles of photos her parents sent each other when they were in a long-distance relationship. My parents were in long-distance... Alright, so here's the tweet of the Texas one. My parents were in a long-distance relationship for a few years after my dad moved to the US, but they kept in touch through all these letters. Do you hear me crying? She wrote, "My parents were in a long-distance..." Oh, hang on, I'll reread that. Her tweet has been liked more than 99,000 times. Cool. Delayed Galaxy, "My parents are virgins. I have no idea what you're talking about." Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure I lost my virginity before my dad. Thank you very much. Freya Fawn, "Ew, I'm just trying to have a nice lunch. I don't want to think of these things." Well, I'm sorry, okay? It's natural. This is what the real world's all about, Freya. Sorry to tell you now. Sorry to break it to you, okay? Okay, next story. Interesting stuff. "You're my idol." Oh, you're my idol too. Thank you. That's very sweet. I'm glad. I like hearing positivity, you know? Sunday night, we all need an idol of some kind. Cheers. Cheers, guys. We've made it, we've got 2/3 of the way through. This is good. Hope you're having a good time. I'm having a great time. So I was on Channel 9 again on Friday. We had some interesting stories. So I've just read JF1234, "You talk a lot, don't you?" Yes, I do. There's not many things I'm good at, but it seems that talking is one of them. So I will keep doing that. It seems to work. Anyway, we had some stories. Lolly water, yes. Lolly water. That's a real old person thing to say. That's what your parents would have said for sure. What the fuck even is lolly water? I don't know why like old people say that so often. Yeah, so some of the stories that we had on the Pulse the other night. One of them was so these dudes, like fathers in parents' rooms, were getting told off by women for changing their babies in a parent room. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's a parent's room. It's not mum's room. It's like, it's a parent's room. I don't know why that happens. And then I spoke to, like, my family about it that night, because we had a family dinner. And they reckon, yeah, they've heard that before. They've seen, like, go off at, like, mothers go off at other fathers who are just there changing their kids. And I don't understand why. Like, what's the big deal? Yeah, anyway. So that's fucked. The other story we had was the Mona Lisa. So, apparently, this doctor, Dr. Buzz Killington, I'm going to call him, has looked at the Mona Lisa. Sorry, a medical professor has looked at the Mona Lisa and figured out that she's got thinning hair, like a lump on her fucking, like swollen gland, and pale skin, because she's got some sort of thyroid disease. So he diagnosed her with some sort of thyroid disease. So absolute buzzkill, you know, the beauty of art is not wasted on this man, clearly. But yeah, blonde lead because they're breastfeeding. Yeah, possibly. But I think, you know, a dad going in there to change his kids probably more important. They can just turn, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking, this kid needs changing. It's not a women-only room. It's you know, it's meant to be shared. It's a parent's room. Anyway, I'm not a parent, clearly. I don't know what it's like, but I assume men and women should be allowed to use it. Hey, who's to say he wasn't breastfeeding? Thank you very much. My dad breastfed me as a kid. It was a little bit hairy, but we got there. Alright, next story. Oh! Parrots able to make complex economic decisions, study shows. Coffee has gone cold. So, great green macaws were deemed the best traders, making the most correct decisions. That's right. This fucking bird is better at money than I am. Parrots can make complex economic decisions, at least according to German scientists. I love that there's doctors out there dedicating their life to curing cancer, and these guys are like, hey, let's get parrots to play poker. 33 macaws and African grey parrots were taught to recognize the value of tokens which could be exchanged for food as part of the experiment at the Max Planck Institute in Germany. The birds then had to invest their tokens either in low-value immediate rewards or high-value but more expensive rewards. The most patient parrots could exchange their tokens for pieces of walnut, while the less determined traders were stuck with dry corn or sunflower seeds. Wow, so there's like a little hierarchy of the best food. So obviously kids like, fucking birds prefer, I'm still thinking about the last story. Birds prefer walnuts because they must be more oily and more like nutrient rich. That's crazy. Scientists found that when offered a low quality food or a token, the parrots would consistently choose the token if it could get them a better food prize. Lead researcher Dr. Augusti von Bayern from the Max Planck Institute of Ornithology, which I assume is bird studies, in Starnberg, Germany, said that because wild parrots are difficult to track, it is hard to know whether these kind of decisions are a part of the parrot's natural life. I can just strap a fucking half-kilo GoPro to its head. What's wrong with that? You know? That's how you study shit, isn't it? She said, in our experimental setting, we have found that they are capable of making surprisingly subtle decisions to maximize their payoff while minimizing their effort. This is a fascinating indication that such decisions may matter greatly in the natural environment. 9 great green macaws, 8 blue-throated macaws, 8 blue-headed macaws, and 8 African grey parrots took part in the study. Fascinating. Alright. Sick nuts. Alright, let's move on. We got 15 minutes. We've got to power through some cool stories. Alright, here we go. Now this one, I think this is good. Owner comes home to find that their credit card is gone. Yeah, the researchers all went broke. They couldn't fund the publication of the study because the fucking parrots had taken their cards and gone to the TAB, gone to the pokies. People are sharing the most ridiculous things they believed as kids, and some are hilarious. And here we have a photo of a goofy little kid. Isn't he cute and funny? When you're an impressionable kid, it can be difficult to figure out what's what. There's so much information to absorb. With such a vivid imagination, your thoughts can carry with you. Can run away with you, sorry. We can all remember a time we believed something that in hindsight is ridiculous, and now people are sharing the most hilarious examples on Twitter. Ross McClearly asked adults on the social media platform what the weirdest thing they believed as children is. He got some excellent responses. He wrote, "Where's that ridiculous things you believed as a kid thread? Because I just remember that I used to think the 2 teams on University Challenge were stacked on top of the other like the way it's cut together." I don't know if there's any Americans watching, but what does that mean? Someone explain that to me. What's the University Challenge? I assume he's talking about, like, on TV it's like split, like bottom half and top half. Anyway, Ross got replies from the people with similar funny stories. One person wrote, "I used to think that people on the TV could see me when I was really little. One time an aardvark puppet on this show said, 'I love your new hair,' and I'd just come into the room after having a haircut. Proper freaked me out." Alright, here we go. Actually, here's what I believed as a kid. This fits in perfectly with this. When I was like, I wasn't even young. I was like 10. Like, I was really well and truly old enough to not be this stupid. But I asked my dad, I was like, hey, well, like, you know how, like, when you see footage from the 70s, or, like, sorry, from, like, the 60s back then, it's all black and white. Was the world black and white back then? Like, when you walk down the street, was everything black and white, and then colour only came in, like, the mid-70s? Like, I legitimately believe that the world was all in black and white in the 60s and earlier, and colour only came in, like, 70s and onwards. What was your silly childhood belief? I want to share it. I want to hear yours, because I find them very funny. That's great. Here we go. Ajaya. I used to think as a kid that whenever my parents got money back from the shopkeeper, I thought they were buying the money. That's awesome. I could totally see how that would look to a kid as well. Like, it's so simple. Like, you know, mum and dad give money to the shopkeeper. The shopkeeper gives some different money back. So this is a bank, really. Every shop is just a bank to a little kid. They give money and they receive money, different money in return. That's hilarious. Tell us any more childhood stories that you've got. Silly things you believed as a child. Hello, Heidi. Good to see ya. I'm drinking a bloody man's drink, as you can see. Vodka Cruiser Watermelon. The choice of 14-year-old girls worldwide. Did someone just do the gay pride love react just then? Lamplight image. Very appropriate. Another one. Couldn't understand why my brother had his birthday first during the year, but I was older. See, that's interesting. So it's like, yeah, so your brother had his birthday earlier in the year, and you didn't understand that you were older. I had a friend who thought that if you didn't get killed somehow, that you just lived forever. So it's like he knew that, you know, people would die if they got shot, but if you, like, avoided getting shot or getting hit by a car, you would just live forever. So yeah. Heidi May, leg opener. Yes, that's right. If you stick around long enough, some legs may open on this live stream. That's right. We're setting trends. I'm a cam girl now. Alright. That's actually really funny, hey, that I couldn't understand why your brother had his birthday first. That would make no sense to a kid. Michael Saparovich, Watermelon Vodka Cruiser is the nectar of the gods. Damn right. It's very nectar. It is. It's extremely sweet. All right, we've got 10 minutes left, so let's get into our next story. All right, we got a lot of news to cover. Now here we go. Now this is what I thought was an urban myth. Well, it wasn't really true. Frisky dolphin forces authorities to ban swimming off west coast of France. So, I thought that it was all bullshit that dolphins rape people, because it happens that dolphins are actually my favorite animal, but their unblemished history is being tarred pretty badly right now in my eyes, because I used to love dolphins, and I'm hearing more and more sexually predatory news coming from the world of dolphins. By the way, all my favorite comedians, someone commented on one of my Facebook posts recently and was like, hey, what are your favorite comedians? And I thought about it, and I responded. I was like, dude, literally, all my favorite comedians keep coming out as sexual predators. I loved Bill Cosby, like, massive inspiration. Actually, like, his comedy's fantastic. And I fucking love Louis C.K. as well. I don't want to get into any other comedians for fear that they're going to be ousted as sexual predators. And now, ladies and gentlemen, my favorite animal has become the biggest sexual predator of them all. And I bet you they get off scot-free as well. Any money, you know, with their celebrity status, they'll just pay them off or something. Anyway, Frisky dolphin forces authorities to ban swimming off the west coast of France. Here we go. Hang on, Ajaya, oh yeah, dolphin rape is mad real, and there are so many videos. I couldn't say that I've seen the videos, but a little bit curious now. I might look into that later. Louis C.K. is good. He's still, like, a fantastic comedian. And this is what I find hard to sort of, like, marry, let's say, in my head, where it's like, I don't know, where do you separate the artist from the art? You know what I mean? So it's like, someone does something fucked up. Like, for example, a good example would be, X, like the rapper. XXX Tentacion. He's a fucking annoying name. Great rapper, right? Really liked his stuff, but as people obviously pointed out, he got caught for like beating up his missus. Now, I remember discussing with someone, I was like, look, that's fucked and that's terrible and he shouldn't be a role model at all, but I really like his music and that shouldn't change. I feel like you should be able to separate the art from the artist. So it's like, here's the art that they've made, here's the music, here's the comedy, whatever. This is still very good, despite the fact that this one's a bit of a cunt. You know what I mean? So, yeah, anyway. This has nothing to do with raping dolphins. Actually, it does, okay? I still love dolphins. You gotta separate the action from the animal. Authorities in a Brittany coastal village have banned visitors entering the sea after a frisky dolphin terrorized tourists and locals. Roger Lars, the mayor of Llandevenek, says there must be no swimming or other water-based activities in waters nearby when it was known the overly friendly mammal was present. Swimmers have also been prohibited from approaching within 50 meters of the animal. The 10-foot-long bottlenose dolphin, nicknamed Zaffa, has been a regular attraction for beachgoers in Brest. Oh, well, your town's called Brest, for one. You're already setting a bad precedent. You're already attracting sexual predators on the name alone. On the west coast of France for some time, he recently moved south towards the small commune of Llandevenek. For months, he was considered friendly and non-aggressive, approaching children in sailing boats and allowing tourists to gently hold his dorsal fin and swim with him. But authorities grew concerned a few weeks ago when Zaffa began to rub himself against swimmers and boats in apparent attempts to become more intimate. A swimmer had to be rescued by coast guards last month after the dolphin refused to allow her to return to dry land. In a separate encounter, the lonely dolphin dangerously leapt over a kayaker's head. The mayor was finally forced to act last week when Zaffa appeared to throw a young bather into the air with his nose. Holy shit. This little bastard is an absolute rapist. Good golly. Sami Hassani, a specialist in marine mammals in the Oceanopolis Sea Park in Brest, said that while friendly in nature, the size and strength of bottlenose dolphins means that they could accidentally cause serious injuries with their tail fins. Local news service Alst France has reported that the ban has now lapsed because the dolphin is believed to have left the waters. Thank God. You and your children are safe. Its website adds that the decree will come back into force if Zaffa returns. I love that the whole town is in fear of a fucking dolphin. Bloody France, eh? They retreat in World War I and they retreat fucking at the first sign of any hostility. Jesus Christ. Sorry, World War II. Ah, damn. Anyway, the ban didn't go unopposed when it was first enforced. Brenton lawyer Erwin Lee Corneck announced he plans to challenge the rule, accusing Mr. Lars of overstepping his authority and endangering the rightly positive approach that people have towards dolphins. No, the authorities are fighting each other. This is what the dolphin wants. He wants you to fight amongst yourselves. Come on, French. You can outsmart them. I can turn down the music. I didn't realize it was too loud. If it's too loud, it's gone down. There we go. I like your name, by the way. Putin loves CSGO. Very nice. Alright, guys. I think we got time for 2 more stories. So let's go with... here we go. Curry is the most popular food to Instagram. And here are some of the tastiest pictures. So... while it may seem like a surprise that curry is the most popular food to Instagram, you know, this story should really just be called Indians are the most, like, common people. Because really, that's what it is. It's like their national food, and there's a lot of Indians, therefore, a lot of curry is getting posted to social media. Michael Spyrovich, Adrian, 5 hours later, typing teenage dolphin rape porn into Pornhub. FBI burst in, sirens screaming. Hey, You put the teenage bit in there, not me, okay? Alright, so here we have delicious curry and this meat here. I've got to say, I love Indian food. Indian food is fantastic. I haven't yet uploaded a photo to social media. There's no story here. There's just different photos of fucking Indian food. Alright, well that was a shit story, but now you know that. Millennial parents, okay, here we go, a millennial story. I love a good millennial story. Nothing I like more than being ashamed of my own people. Millennial parents have started a new baby name trend, and it might be the weirdest one yet. And here we have a little baby with some curly hair. Picking a name for your child is difficult, with infinite options available and the realization that this is something your little one has to live with forever. It can be a tad overwhelming. So how do you go about making this task a little easier? You could check out the most popular baby names to see if you like any of them, or look at the least popular to see which to avoid. You could use a random name generator and let fate decide. Or you could do what some millennial parents are opting to do and choose your baby's name based on which website domain names are up for grabs. Yes, that's actually something parents are doing now. Wow. According to a survey by GoDaddy, 20% of millennial parents have already created a website for their baby, and of those 79% admitted they would change their child's name based on what domains were free. Oh, is that necessary? I don't understand. Why? Why does a kid need a website, okay? And what if it's like .com.au? You reckon it's like more expensive? Because I know it's more expensive to buy a .com website. Bloody hell, this age that we live in. The study was conducted on 1,000 millennial parents aged between 24 and 38 to discover how kids are being prepared for a life online. Badly, it would seem. GoDaddy then compared the results against a further study of 1,000 Gen X parents aged 39 to 53 to learn more. A whopping 48% of millennial parents said they believe it's important for their child to have an online presence early in life. No! Why? Why is that important? Compared to just 27% of Gen X respondents. Wow. I don't understand. 48% of millennials think it's important for their child to have an online presence early in life. Like, I get, okay, your kid should probably have access to social media when they get to, like, you know, like teenage, you know what I mean? Like when they're 15, 14, 15, whatever, you know, get on Instagram, social media so they can keep up with their friends, fair enough. But does your kid need a website that early as well? Like, fucking, what are they doing on this website? I don't understand. Wow. Yes, Jacinta, not as stupid as not vaccinating your kid. That's right. Arguably the dumbest thing you can do. You know what? Just fucking give your kid a website. I don't give a shit. Just vaccinate them. That's the most important thing. Really. In addition to the 20% who'd created a website, a further 18% of millennials said they were considering doing it. Their main reason for doing this were for future job searching and university application purposes. Hang on, why does it have... What has that got to do with applying for university? I'm pretty sure I just had to get a certain score, not fucking have a website. But I do like the fact that they're thinking forward, you know what I mean? But you're right, I think there would be parents who, Jacinta, who would have a website for their kid, but not vaccinate their kid. So it's like they're thinking forward in the regard that they're, you know, getting a website for them so that when they get to college, they can get in, or they can get a job. However, if they're not vaccinating their kid, it's a good chance that kid's not going to survive that late. So it's thinking forward, but not as forward as it should. Michael Saparovich, yeah, vaccinate your kid's domain so it doesn't get a virus. That's right. You got to get that fucking Trend Micro. You got to get that, what's it, Avanti fucking antivirus for your kids. Oh, dumbasses, I know. Exactly, kid needs childhood, help him learn to actually socialize, don't make mistakes I make with Newgrounds. Oh man, I used to love Newgrounds. I used to love Albino, Black Sheep, and Newgrounds when I was a kid. I don't know if you guys ever used those websites. That was before YouTube, before there was one place for videos. There were just these like funny websites and you'd find like silly cartoons and videos and shit on those sites. Those were the good days of the internet. And these days, what do you have? All you've got is this fucking bloke with a man bun talking at you for an hour, talking fucking shit about memes and bad news stories. Wow, the quality of internet has really gone down. Alright guys, I am being told that I have less than a minute remaining on the live stream, so I'm going to have to cut it off now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, I do appreciate it. I hope you guys had a good time. If you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, please hit the notification bell. So you go to my profile on Instagram, there's a little notification thing. Hit the notification bell so you see everything I do. I really want you to see all my work, obviously, and YouTube, same shit. You know the drill. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. You have a bloody good week, and as usual, I got a video coming out, and if not, I guess I'll see you next Sunday for the live stream. You have a killer week, and good night. Oh, Jacinta, by the way, you said goon sack next week. Oh, alright. I take your challenge. It's going to be a goon bag. We call it goon bag in WA, by the way. So goon bag next week. Expect it. It's going to be good. See you later, guys. Thank you very much. And have a great week. Goodbye. Now, with YouTube, I'm not sure how to end it so that I don't cut off what I'm saying. Okay, maybe if I just press this stop stream. I don't know. It's all good. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. And I'll see you next week. Enjoy your week.